Catherine Ferry here, and I just wanted to share a little bit more with you about my story and where I come from and why I'm doing what I'm doing. You see, when I grew up in the Corvallis, Iowa City area, I was raised by two amazing individuals, my parents, Arden and Irma Svoboda, and I thought they were fantastic. Yeah, every kid has their struggles, but on the whole, I have to say I had amazing parents because I learned through them and because of them in their words, their actions, their life lessons they shared, what truly gives meaning to our life, to our existence. And now while we had a home, it was being paid for because both my parents worked at jobs, and my dad actually also had a side business as a journeyman residential electrician. Well, it was furnished, and we had the vehicles that we needed to get to and from places, and because of the way they worked, the ethics that they had in working, we had a few extras. We could go on a vacation once or twice a year, and it didn't always have to be to stay within 2 hours radius of our house. We could go a little bit further. They told me about times that their idea of something wild and fancy to do was to just go to the next town. But because of the work they put in, because of what was important to them, they were able to develop this. And they taught that to me because they wanted to see me still dream. They worked hard so that we could afford for me to blow a couple of lessons in gymnastics when that dream kind of came and then fizzled, realizing, not many fifth grade girls in gymnastics are over 5 foot tall. And there's a reason for it. Then there came the biggest dream that they've really helped me to foster was performing. I was a vocalist. I took music lessons for years, and as a result of that, I was able to join with some amazing individuals in various choirs and show choirs, and because of where they were in their jobs and what they were doing, we were able to, when I was in high school, go to California and compete with our show choirs and other show choirs from around the country. They were able to go as chaperones to New York City when my chamber choir went there to perform with loads of other choirs. I mean, it was a dream of mine, and they fostered those dreams. They enabled those dreams. They helped me build them with the voice lessons that I had. They didn't just blow in my ear and say, you could do whatever you want. They saw where the potential was, and they helped to foster that. Well, as I got older and I started working for myself, I thought, yeah, I'm going to be able to live on my own. I'm going to be able to have a place of my own to live and go on my own vacations with friends or by myself. Came to realize that what I was making for an income wasn't always conducive to doing those vacations that I did with my parents. And I loved those more than where we went. I loved the things we do. I still have running through my mind the different things that we did when we went to Branson and Silver Dollar City and the funnel cakes. Oh, the funnel cakes at Silver Dollar City. Going to Disneyland in California and spending time with cousins. And then in high school going to Epcot Center and just spending that time with my parents alone. I mean, these are memories that I have. And when I met my husband, we got married, we started taking a few fun excursions, but they were usually pretty closely centered in the Midwest because, we were young, we were establishing ourselves. We decided to have a family. And when we found out our eldest was going to be born with some special needs, he has some pretty strong physical difficulties. He was born with spina bifida and a couple of other complications. Came to realize that maybe that was the reason I had chosen the field of athletic training instead of music for my career. So I stayed home. My income was not enough to really offset all the therapies and specialists that would have been needed for taking care of him for me to just go work outside the home. So I put my training to use that way. We still wanted to be able to take our young family on vacations. So much of the time, those vacations centered around when was this surgery or that surgery, or can we take this equipment with us on this vacation because of his needs. And as we kept on growing and getting older with that, we've developed a little more affinity of where we want to go vacation, what we'd like to do. And to be quite frank with you, doing it on a single salary is very difficult. And now that my children are older, I wish I would have found this so much sooner, because there are so many places I would have loved to have had the money just to take my kids so that they could experience it. I mean, I got to go to Disneyland. I wasn't a huge into the princesses thing. You know, I was more into enjoy. I loved Goofy. I thought he was hilarious. I loved the music. I loved to sing with them. But I wish I could have taken my kids to that kind of stuff when they were little. Didn't happen. Now that moment for that age is gone. It's lost on us. But there's other things that we can do with them to create memories. We've done so much camping as a family. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But as the kids have gotten older, you know, we're developing a taste for what we'd like to do outside of just simply the Midwest. And we love the Midwest, don't get us wrong, but, you know, I'd like to see a few areas around the country. And on one income, it was kind of difficult to do that. So fast forward almost 25 years into our marriage, and into my life comes Liv. And I took a look at this thinking, oh my gosh, is this just a membership into a travel something or another? Because if it's just that, I can go online and do the research myself and find different things. But that wasn't really true, because I hate doing that kind of research. But my husband, to save a buck, he would do that. But when I got to looking at this, and the idea of a bucket list being centered around things you do because it's the last thing you're going to be able to do, I didn't like that. I wanted to live. I wanted a list I could live with and explode with and just have fun and do with my family. And doggone it, I had promised my dad before he died I wanted to take him back over to the Czech Republic. I wanted to take him there. He died before I got that chance. But I promised him I would go, because it's part of me, part of who I am. And I'm sorry, but he died about 2.5 years ago. He told me it was okay. He had traveled. He had traveled with the Air Force. But it's something I wanted to experience with him. Now I can't. So now I'm going to make new memories. And I'm going to take my family. There are excursions that I can take through Liv and explore parts of this world in such uncommon ways. And this is what it means to live with passion. I don't want to die with that passion inside of me. And I don't want you to die with that passion inside of you. I want you to live now while it's possible. While you're vile. Not vile, while you're viable. I'm sorry, while you're viable. See, I don't always see what I'm saying. Blonde hair gets wrapped around my eye tooth. But yeah. Don't let those dreams go to the grave with you. Build memories with others. That's what I want to do. I remember the things I did with my parents. I want my kids to remember the things they do with us. So maybe they pick up a tchotchke here and there so that when they look at it, like, I remember going there with mom and dad, and oh, do you remember climbing up this hill with them, and all that stuff. I heard it put so succinctly in Chicago just a month ago. A little girl who was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. She said it, that everybody, nobody should be afraid to die. We're all going to die someday. But everybody should be afraid to not live. Live is awesome.